Welcome. This is the Sheepdogs Report for January, February. I am Minister V. Hill, and let's get right to it. On our last report, we reported that there were several bills that Governor Newsom had passed. One was the banning the books bill, where we couldn't ban any more books. Second one that we went through was AP 5, where they would profile the parents through the children. That's now law. We went over the AB 233, which was I like to call it the behind the back of the parents bill. Now, what these three bills do is it sets up a grooming process. It sets up a process. But one bill, it profiles the child, so they know that, this child's having confusion. It could possibly be gay or whatever. And then they use the child to profile the parent. Once that's set up, they start setting up the grooming process, which means that they have to hide a lot of what they're going to do. Okay, and that's where we kind of left off with the AB 223. Now, after the grooming process takes place and they begin the grooming, the transitioning begins. So guess what? You need a law to back that. That's where the next law comes in, which is this is Assembly Bill 665. Now, this is what everybody kind of heard about, but not quite clear. This is what's called the State Sanctuary. The State Sanctioned Kidnapping Bill. And because California is called a sanctuary state where transition can take place and kids from other states can come here, they have it set up so that they can hide kids legally. Now, what this bill does is that any kid that's 12 years old or older can consent to being placed in a state-funded group home against parents' will. 12 years old. 12. Haven't even, just barely starting puberty. Okay? They can consent and the state can move them out of their parents' house, let alone from another country, from another state. This is some of the stuff that we've been concerned about. So even if your kid, let's say your kid isn't gay, but they can fake it and they just want to get out from around their parents, they can go stay in a group home. Now, they don't give a description of the group home. We think that it's like, a runaway home or something like that. It could be anything. It could be a drug center. It could be a halfway house. It could be anything. It's whatever they determine that is safe. Okay? Okay? And let's see, what else does this bill do? It gives power to a stranger. The stranger would be the school psychologist, or even a counselor, or somebody that's actually part of the LGBT agenda might actually work at the school and might take control of that. Okay? Okay? This is for 12 years old, 6th and 7th graders. 6th and 7th graders. Okay? The third part of this bill is the parents have to prove that they are innocent of whatever they're being charged with. They have to hire a lawyer and go fight the state just to get their child back once they are in the grips of this law. So you have a bill that finds the parents, and then you have one that hides from the parents, and then you have one that turns on the parents. You see how that works? They interlock together. All right, let's move on. SB 407 requires prospective parents. Now, this is a good one. Prospective parents who are planning on being in the foster care business, they have to be able to have the capacity to affirm a child's LGBT whims. In other words, you have to be affirming of the gay right or the LGBT lifestyle. If you are a Christian, a real Christian, and you will not support that, you cannot be a foster child. Well, not to be outdone, Joe Biden, his administration has introduced, this comes from the California Family Council, Family Council, and Biden has introduced a bill that regulates for foster care nationally. So not only is it in the state, it's national. So if you want to be a foster parent, or if that's the way that you make a living, you can no longer do that if you are a real Christian, because you will not affirm the transgender and the LGBT. You will not affirm that. So they found a way to legally keep you from doing that. Okay. Now listen, I heard this comment. The LGBTQ community can't produce kids. The only thing they can do is recruit kids. That's what they're doing. That's what this is about. Now, we want to say a prayer for Jack Phillips. Now, Jack Phillips, in case you didn't know, has been fighting the same case for almost 10 years. Okay, he's a cake baker. The Alliance Defending Freedom is fighting this case, and he was targeted by LGBT activists after he would not bake a cake and that celebrated the gay marriage. This was back almost 10 years ago. Well, anyway, he went to court in 2017 and he won by the Supreme Court. And the only reason that he won was because they felt that they discriminated against him and they were mean on how they did it. The way that they went about talking about the Colorado Council, who actually charged Jack. Well, before that case could end, he had another complaint through the Colorado Council, and this time it was a transgender person demanding they wanted a cake made. So guess what? Jack's back in court, fighting the same case for almost 10 years. So we want our hearts go out and our prayers go out. If you want more information about that, go to the Alliance Defending Freedom. Now, I don't want to leave you without any hope. There are a few ways that we can fight this tyranny that the California government is putting on the parents. One of the best resources that you can go to. Now, I understand that homeschooling has grown tremendously, but everybody can't afford homeschooling, especially a single mom. So single moms are forced to fight the system within it. Now, how do we biblically do that? Well, there's a couple of organizations. The first one is called Gateway to Better Education. Now, this caters to the public school teachers who do not want to teach those lessons, who are being forced to teach those lessons, the parents, and the students. That shows them their rights and shows them how to fight within the system. The second one is called Capital Resource Institute. Okay. Now they're linked up with the organization called, check this out, TakeBackTheClassroom.com. Go to TakeBackTheClassroom.com. Now what you will see a map. You get to their website. There will be different states. You can plug in your states and you can find out in your area, in your school district, what books are actually out there in the library and might be taught as part of the curriculum. And you can actually see excerpts from those books highlighted. So you'll know that we're just not talking. It's a lot of pornographic stuff, real pornographic. I mean, if it had Playboy or Penthouse on it, it wouldn't even be there. But since it's dressed up as a book, it's there. You can go there, and they also have feature webinars on how to protect yourself, and they have Q&A workshops. Okay. Now, as far as educating and teaching your child how to defend themselves or defend their faith, you probably check out Mama Bear Apologetics. Mama Bear Apologetics. This is for people that's not really astute with apologetics, but need a beginning and need to teach their children apologetics about the faith. And last but not least, Ratio Christi. Ratio Christi, which deals with high school and colleges. I know a lot of personal friends and these are clubs that's at the school, or sometimes they're off campus, but they're part there to help you defend yourself as a Christian. So I hope this has been very helpful for you. Until next time, this is Minister V. Hill. You can with Sheepdogs Union. You can check out our website if you want regular news and some pretty good video. You can go to emptytombmedia.com. That's empty tomb, like when Christ, was gone and there was an empty tomb. Emptytombmedia.com. Or if you are a member of the Sheepdogs Union or a pastor who wants to get more detail, you can go to sheepdogsunion.com. Sheepdogsunion.com. Till next time, this is Minister V. We'll catch you.